Guys, I'm really upset. I was told that tourist season is over. There's hardly anyone left in London. That the weather is going to turn really quickly. Be overcast, potentially showery. And that everybody had effectively given up on London and decided to fly home early. Now, one small problem. It didn't happen. People just stopping right in the middle of the road. There's a reason though that this morning is jam-packed. Look, even the lifeguard boat is out on the river. And that reason, guys, that it's packed, that there are so many people, usual groups of influencers, TikTokers, Instagrammers, etc. They've actually bought a whole bag of stuff. Look at this, like an outfit change bag they've got there. Silver bag of outfits. The reason that it's busy, could be the last day, I mean, who knows, I said that yesterday, is that it's miraculously, gloriously, perfectly warm, bright, breezy, etc. This is like one of those very early spring days when everything is just absolutely perfect. But it's not perfect for everybody, folks. I've just noticed there is an ambulance here. And I really hope that whoever it is getting treated is okay. I wonder if somebody fell off. No, there's no bike. I wonder what happened. Anyway, let's not focus on that. It's not fair. It's a tourist that's hurt her arm in some way. She's okay though. They're not loading her straight into the ambulance. Got the Piper here. Let's hope he doesn't destroy today's video with his music. I don't think he will, but I mean, if he does, he does. My own fault for wandering across, I guess. Okay, let's try to cross over. The ambulance, though, unfortunately, is blocking our view somewhat. Remarkable, isn't it, how some people can have such a lucky start to the day and others an unlucky start to the day. I'm just watching for the traffic to stop coming toward me behind the ambulance before I try and cross over. Right, here we go. After this bus, I think we are good both ways. Note, folks, the light today is producing truly beautiful colours. And I like it when the light is a certain type of light. What I mean by that? I mean when the sunlight is completely, gloriously unobstructed by heavy cloud. There are a few clouds in the sky, including that cute one that's right over the Elizabeth Tower. There always seems to be just one sort of hanging around. It's very rare to get a completely blue sky. But overall, this is one of those sort of almost perfect... Wait, what was he asking him? Excuse me, sir, what? Oh, he's asking him if he brought any swimming trunks with him. Yeah, he's like, I've been standing here, I'm dying to have a swim. Forgot my kit, no trunks. Do you have a pair of budgie smugglers that I can borrow? It's a funny thing, actually, guys. I haven't seen it myself with my own eyes, but I've got a family history of at least two crazies in my family a long time ago choosing to jump off the bridge for a very, very substantial bet. Not this bridge, Tower Bridge. And the most remarkable thing is not that they did it and won the bet, but that they survived. Because had they not survived, I would not be here today sharing London with lots of you fine folks. It is a spectacular day though, isn't it? I mean, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Truly. It's maybe the 4th or 5th day that I've wanted to get onto the bridge ASAP simply because the light was so ideal. And it seems a lot of tourists had exactly the same idea. Look, see? Perfect Instagrammable opportunity. British architecture, fine weather, etc. in the background. Easy, eh? Yep. That's got to be, to my mind, one of the most straightforward ways to make money. Stand there, look pretty, smile, get a picture, go home. I mean, it doesn't really get much easier, does it? If you've been genetically blessed. The traffic is kind of slowing, so I'll attempt to dash back to the other side in a minute and cross over toward the phone boxes. We've still, obviously, what a surprise, got the lifeguards, folks. Okay, no bicycles are coming. And the fact that lifeguards are still here is, to my mind, glorious. Why? We know why, guys. Come on. The gatesmanator might well be there again. To all of you that were either watching in Holland or all of you that are watching in the UK originally from Holland, I appreciate the comments and the sentiment, guys, because I know, and all of you viewers know, that Dutch people are among the friendliest, kindest, warmest people in the world. And it's a real shame, you know, that a few stupid kids with poor supervision would, you know, besmirch that reputation, especially when one factors in the quite lengthy history between our two fine countries. But it is what it is, you know. It would be ironic if I were in any way complaining about that being representative of Dutch people. I mean, lest we forget, people, a lot of English kids behave, in fact a lot of English adults behave appallingly when they visit France, Spain, Germany, Holland and elsewhere. Yes, I'm referring to, and I put this in inverted commas, football fans. They're not really fans, they're just hooligans. Big difference, hooligans, but yeah. Not fans, hooligans. I don't know why I'm marching to the middle of the road here. Everyone's looking at me like, where the hell's he going? It was a little bit thoughtless on my part. Boop, beep. I wonder what happened to that poor lady on the bridge, though, to be fair. They were giving her some oxygen, but there was no bike. Maybe she slipped and fell or something. It's very unfortunate, though, to be a tourist and to have a little accident like that when you arrive. We've never actually, guys, popped the camera up in this spot, but to give you an idea of just how absolutely massive it is. It is, in fact, enormous, guys. The engineers and builders created the most impressive erection in London. It really is a fine-looking structure. The enormity of it doesn't really hit you, even when you're up super close. It doesn't matter how I put the camera or how I try and film it. It is absolutely flipping massive. A giant clock. Yep. Ginormous, which isn't actually a word, but that's a word that's often used in this country, even though I don't think it actually exists in the Oxford English Dictionary. The ginormity of it doesn't quite register. And I've seen it so many, well, probably, honestly, thousands of times, but there's still nothing that quite has that impact. It really is an extraordinary thing, as is the number of tourists that are still here. It's like, guys, are you ever going home? Are we ever going to get London back? I'm starting to think, folks, if we think back to autumn videos, and then the videos we shot last winter, some of them showed horse guards completely rammed full of people, even when it was, 5 degrees. So I'm not entirely sure whether we've really got a tourist season and a non-tourist season anymore. I think we've effectively got a permanent tourist season, but a low tourist season and a high tourist season. Oh. Sorry. Good luck getting a picture there with so many people walking through. Is she going to get it? Is she? Yes, the tourists stop for her. Aren't they thoughtful? Very kind. Good people. Generally, we tend to find in central London. So yeah, I would say we have a year-round tourist season, but I think that the high point, the crescendo, we sort of slowly build into it when Easter holidays arrive. Obviously that's the first major flood of people taking a break, and then that sort of continues realistically until, it's hard to say. I mean, a lot depends on the weather. If we're still looking at this kind of sunshine, 20 degrees in September, then I still think there'll be a lot of people here. So I would say until probably mid-September at the latest. Now I'll probably be walking around in 20 degrees in October. Oh look, 2 police horse beauties. First time ever crossing over here that we spotted these 2. Wow, look at the little socky things. Really, really beautiful. Oh, he's not a happy boy. This one's magnificent, folks. Look, let me ask, officer, what's the name of your horse? What's the name of your horse?
Zodiac.
Oh, I've seen this one before. And the other horse?
Bullseye.
Zodiac and Bullseye. Bullseye is very happy this morning. Thank you. Zodiac and Bullseye. I mean, Bullseye is a great name for a police horse, there's no doubt about that. Okay, right, let's go across to one of our favourite spots. trying to avoid death in the process of doing so. Zodiac and Bullseye. I wonder if they're going to go and storm the House of Commons and arrest some MPs for fiddling their expenses. Except they arrest the PM while they're there. In fact, I think that's the first time ever, folks, is it not, that we've walked across that crossing, only for the two police horses to be there. I didn't set that up, I promise. Someday you guys are going to think that I do set this kind of thing up, because we get remarkably fortunate occasionally, given the nature or the brief nature of our walks. We tend to see quite a bit in this little beginning section. 11:15, people. I'm not in any hurry this morning because there's not a guard change. Oh, and off they're clopping. I actually have no idea where they're going. They're going against the traffic. Curiously enough, look. The officers have got lost. See, look. I actually think they're wondering where they should go, because at the moment they're on a one-way street with the traffic coming toward them. Oops. I'm not entirely sure they can take the horses across Parliament Square either, which could be somewhat problematic. Okay, so today's talking point, very interesting thing. Thank you to those that emailed me, especially you, Joanna, and there was another lady yesterday that messaged me about this. Apparently there was some chat on some lives yesterday about the fact that there might potentially be some lines painted on the public highway by Westminster Council. Lines that will delineate where people are supposed and not supposed to stand. Now, I don't know if that's gossip, if there's any substance to the rumour, or whether it's a complete bunch of nonsense drummed up for attention. But here's my take. The people that were discussing this were mentioning that, oh my god, it's going to be bad for content, it's going to be terrible for this, it's going to, there'll be nothing to film. I only have one word to say about that: good. Because it means that if people are worried that there won't be content to film, if, for example, nobody is allowed to get close to the horses, touch the horses, grab the reins, then the people that are worried about having no content need to up their game. Switch on the frontal lobe, think of something interesting to say, inject some humour, maybe speak instead of just standing there doing nothing all day with a camera, bothering the guards. Just my take. In other words, if you're going to produce content, try and make it interesting, informative, entertaining, and at least mildly educational. Otherwise, what fundamentally is the difference between somebody that stands there holding a camera and a fixed position CCTV camera? Answer: there is no difference at all. Hey, thank you. Friendly Pakistani guys. So I'm thinking 100% that will be a positive. And my stance, bring it on. I think it will be fantastic if they bring in marks around the boxes, so that way it's very clear to all, regardless of linguistic abilities or nationality, that this is where you can and can't stand vis-a-vis the Kingsguard. Okay? It will not in any way impact my content, so I think bring it on. And hopefully it would discourage all of those lame spammers that post a bunch of junk on YouTube, which has fundamentally no value except monetarily for their own pockets. And that is quite sad, to be honest, guys. It's sad it's come to this, but if it would mean ultimately that the horses are going to be happier, she's got a good spot for the picture, the troopers are going to be more chill, not having to constantly tell tourists the same story, then I personally think it is a wonderful thing, and I can't wait. If it's going to happen, I will come along with my paintbrush and paint it myself. I'll help out the workers to paint it for free. Because it really wouldn't matter, guys. On this channel it would make no difference. A lot of people said, oh, there's going to be no content when people stop grabbing the reins. Hello. Videos in the past 6 months have been much, much popular than the previous 6 months. So it isn't about the content per se. It is about how you present the content in an effective, sensible and respectful way. Just my take. Lots of parliamentary police vehicles today. I wonder why. It's Thursday. Nothing that I can think of is happening, but then again, there's always something happening. Rich people, that's what's happening. Actually, on the subject of rich people, I had the pleasure of going to the Athenaeum club last night. Goodness me. What a different world that was. It was like stepping back 250 years. I'll pop a picture up, guys, a bit later of the library. at the Athenaeum is just like, wow. I mean, I've seen a lot of fine libraries in my life, but that's a world-class library. Quite extraordinary. I think that will probably be one of today's first, or maybe last, depending which horses we've got, pictures. An extraordinary place to visit. If any of you have the opportunity, yeah, definitely take it. Really felt like I was in late 18th, early 19th century. I was also, not that it matters, but the person I was with pointed it out. I was probably the youngest person in the club by at least 30 years, so that might give you an indication. But that said, the membership is a very small one. They have 2,000 people as a maximum ever. So, you know, somewhat morbid as it is, one needs to die to vacate a seat, as it were, so that they can then process the application of a new member. I don't personally think that model is sustainable in the 21st century. And some of the people I spoke to last night were much of the same opinion and said that the key thing we need here is not fresh blood, it's younger blood. Fair enough. I mean, I'm quite happy to help them out with search for mildly young or moderately younger blood. Oop. Goodness me, dogs are having a little doggy meeting. Gosh, it's busy here. Oh, sorry. It's okay. Golly, it's very busy. Lots and lots of place. It's only just dawned on some people that it's Downing Street. I actually should have. What I'm going to do, folks, next time I walk by and there's a lot of tourists and I can hear them speak English, I'm going to say, so guys, we're just about to walk past the White House here in London. I'm not sure if President Biden is home. And see if they look at me, see if excuse me, anyone corrects me. Because curiously enough, I don't know why it is, but people don't tend to sort of come over and correct me. I mean, I'm an approachable fellow, so it's quite surprising. They actually tend to sort of think to themselves, hold on, wait, but I thought this was Downing Street. Maybe it's the White House. I don't know. Anyway, you can see that it's nice and warm because this fellow has got an umbrella. It's the Cabinet Office, guys. Effectively where major decisions are made in terms of how the country is run. There's also a very interesting story across the British press today about the fact that the Prime Minister and his new lovely government are proposing a smoking ban in outside places. In other words, smoking in pub gardens, etc. Might well shortly be illegal. How about that? God knows how they're actively going to enforce it. Plus, given the state of our economy, one would think they'd focus their attentions on something that might be a little bit more beneficial fiscally speaking. So it's all very curious how they have the time and energy to devote to something that, I mean, if we're completely honest, it's not terribly important on the list of priorities. But, and this will be my last sort of comment before we get to horse guards, one of the most extraordinary things I read yesterday, I couldn't believe it, I thought it was some kind of a joke. The Labour government had proposed to cut funding and close the Royal Hospital in Chelsea, meaning that would be the end of 300 years of Chelsea pensioners in their glorious long coats. Now, the fact that that was even suggested or mooted is in itself an incredible thing, to save £13 million a year. I mean, that's roughly what we send Ukraine every single week. But could you imagine they would actually rather try and find £13 million of savings from the defence budget by closing the Royal Hospital after 300 plus years of continuity? Yeah, that kind of made me angry. It's like, hello, the defence budget is so tight, stop wasting it, or so much of it, on Ukraine. By all means support, but home should come first, ladies and gentlemen, right? If people are paying taxes as UK citizens, they would expect UK institutions to be covered in those taxes first. In other words, would you like the roads to decay and break, hospitals to close, schools to be underfunded because all that money is being sent to Ukraine? No, not really. So if there isn't enough for both, home first, charity second. Simple as that. But thankfully, after enormous pressure from the mass media, they did an about turn and agreed that the hospital will continue to receive its funding indefinitely, and as such, the Chelsea pensioners are, for the time being, safe. Next time I see a Chelsea pensioner here, folks, and it's been a while, I will go and ask if it's okay to speak to them on camera about what they think about the Labour government's proposal, even though they've aborted it, or what they thought about the proposal, to close the Royal Hospital. I mean, the mind just boggles, eh? Bearing in mind that any of these troopers we film here, were there to be a war at some point in the future, and were they to be called up to go and fight, and were they, God forbid, to be injured, they might well end up as pensioners at the Chelsea Hospital. What's right, that they get funded for their fine service to their country, to the nation, to all of us, or that we send a few extra missiles to Ukraine? Now, that's not an anti-Ukraine rant, guys, it's a pro-UK rant. The two things are completely different. There's only so much money in the pot, spend it wisely, is what I would say. Now, horse-wise, who have we got? Hard to say. The trooper, who in fact is the magnificent trooper that told everybody to get behind the line last time he was here, has pulled the horse way back because it is very, very, very warm and sunny. Now, the other end, the horse is a bit more out of the box. Let's have a look at the other one, see if we get an idea. And also, of course, I know what you're thinking. Is he here? Gatesmanator, is he? Good question, folks. There's only one way for us to know, unequivocally. Now, it's exactly 27 minutes past. So if he's not here, he might well be very soon. Oh, who's this hairy monster walking here? Looking very sheepish. It would seem to me that Mr. Hairy Monster just got told off by the police who are guarding the archway. It's not the gatesmanator in this arch, people, today. It's another trooper who I don't recall seeing as a gatesman. It's certainly not recent. Now, does that mean that the gatesmanator has been temporarily terminated? Does it mean the gatesmanator is on this side of the yard? Or does it mean the gatesmanator is still plugged into his recharging capsule in the stables, preparing himself for a tour of duty? Okay, this is also not the gatesmanator on this side. So behind me, no gatesmanator. In front of me, no gatesmanator, which is unfortunate, shall we say. But it's not the end of the world. If anything, actually, it will give us a chance today to focus more on the horses as opposed to the yard. It's a tough call because sometimes, like yesterday, you know, it really does kick off in the yard. And it's great to see when there is stupidity and try and, you know, help to diffuse that stupidity in some respect. I don't look for conflict, but I certainly wouldn't run away from it if it follows me. But I think today we're going to be good, especially with the officers in that spot. But the hairy monster looked very, very sheepish as he was leaving, curiously enough. Oh, see this? Guy approached him, officer gestured, get back. Bit of an odd thing to do, no, to walk so quickly toward somebody with an automatic weapon. Very curious. Okay, so a reasonably busy yard. Oh my good. Oh, well, hold on, folks. That was gonna. With it. No way. I'm not sure if we call that. Even those guys are wondering what just happened. It was a trooper in plain clothes that just. I thought he was with these two guys, and he just jumped over, or like kind of lifted his leg over the chain and went inside. I'm not sure if we caught that or whether the camera turned. But these two are definitely thinking whether they want to go in as well. What's going to happen, folks? What do we think? Are they going to get shouted out or not? They're not over the chain, but I guarantee if the middle chain, central chain, were down, they would get shouted at. And to be fair, the trooper that jumped over did show his card, but these two didn't see him showing his card, so that they could not possibly have known the reason that he was allowed in, but they're not. I do get the interest, to be fair. Anyway, let's leave them to it. Hopefully they won't get in trouble. Ding bong. Actually, wait, hold on a second. Is he going to leave his post? I think he is. The police officers are in the way, but they just move. Look, subtle movement of the officers out the way. I love it. Okay, here we go. Now the thing is, having watched the Gatesmanator, I'm sure that a lot of the other lifeguards also have watched the video with the Gatesmanator, and I would wager, I really would wager that because of that video being so popular and because of the praise that was lavished on the Gatesmanator, I would definitely wager that, let's just say, other lifeguards have been inspired by what they saw and what we all got the pleasure of witnessing. In other words, a very, very firm gatesman. Oh. It's Taurus. She's like, oops. I had a feeling she was going to do that. A normal person would walk out the way, but she decided to get closer. Not really surprises it. Oh, look at this Hermes man. He's rich. Okay, so it looks like the police are not following, but much more in alignment, one would say, with the movements of the gatesman today. He moves, they moved. Maybe a coincidence, but probably not. Can't wait to find out which cute horse this is actually. That's a beautiful blaze that he's got, isn't it, down the front of his face. It's not really like somebody spilt the milk, it's like somebody tipped a tin of Dulux paint over his head. Even his lips are beautifully white stained. I haven't even seen which troopers in the other box yet. It's a pity I'm not right in front right now because it would be easier to see. Awkward. This is good now to see that people are being told that they need to wait. Simple visual deterrent. The officer doesn't even just say anything. You've got somebody walking around with 2 guns right in front of the trooper. My money's on people staying at a safe distance. Perfect visual deterrent. Even more gloriously deterrent than the sword. And that's a fair old deterrent. Okay, so Bro got his picture in the end anyway. Horse is like, hi. That's a really beautiful horse, eh, folks? Don't recognise this one. No idea which one it is. We'll find out shortly. I'll try and find out. Let's put his front hoof between the cobblestones. The Mesman is thinking, I have enough money to buy all of the king's horses. Okay, who's at this end? And let's see if we can get our first ID of the day. Can we? Oh, let's have a look. 1 second. I think the number's readable. Just a moment, and we'll try and find out. I've got an idea which one it is, in fact, because I'm pretty sure we saw this beauty yesterday. Let me just have a quick look.
Okay, come on. Should we figure it out?
It's true, actually, what I just said. This side is indeed getting busy, babe. Okay, so this horse is 1, 2, 3, 4. Legend, folks. It's back. Beautiful, glorious legend. A little bit further back in the box, unfortunately. Not wearing any little booties today, but looking perfectly happy in the sunshine. In fact, he's actually falling asleep. Can't really blame him. Beautiful, warm morning. Gentle, but warm. Warm, not hot. Sunlight on his beautiful face. Love it. I think that the troopers are going to keep the horses back a little bit because of the fact that it's so sunny and bright. So we've got legend at that end. Let's see if we can ID this beauty. So it's sort of around and into a little gap. I'm not sure at this point whether we did see this one before or whether it's a new one. Easier said than done in terms of, oh wait, here's a spot. Let's see guys if we can figure out which one it is. The biggest issue is that the horse is way back in the box. So the hoof is effectively in the shadow. Let me zoom in and see if I can figure out which horse it is. I don't think we're going to get a clear hoof number. No, not yet. Just look, the front hoofs are just in the shade, both of them. So for the moment there's no chance of getting a number. No number equals no ID. Pretty small horse though actually in H-Cav standards. Who's up next? I like the bustle this morning. It's a good bustle. A solid movement of people. We will not get a deluge at any point this morning, I don't think, because there's no guard change, so there's no reason that a sudden deluge should happen. However, anyone waking up late, deciding to go for a walk, might well end up here. It's a beautiful day. I mean, just to be outside. I knew it was going to be a cracker when I saw the light popping through the curtains. So many people having breakfast al fresco this morning, which is pretty rare. Actually, where I live, lots of cafes nearby, but rare to see them packed with people sitting outside for breakfast. Oh! I was convinced she was going to touch the horse then. So the trooper straight away pulls the horse away. He's like, "Hi, baby," to the horse. I think, folks, that even without the line painted on the ground, I think things are massively more under control. The thing is, well, even if the ground is painted a certain colour with lines, how many people are going to notice that? If you're walking around along the street, how many of us, to be honest, actually sort of look at the ground as we're walking? We tend to look at what's in front of us and around us as opposed to what's below us, or below the level of sight. So it's a tricky one. I mean, on the one hand, if it's there, nobody can ever complain that they didn't know. But then again, if you didn't see it, you don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's roughly a week or two from this exact day that I first started shooting these longer landscape videos. I will try, actually, in the next day or two to dig out the first one that I ever shot and try and post it on the first anniversary of that video. I'm reasonably certain it's in the next month or next week or two. I definitely have some from last September, so we're not far off. Wow, what progress in a year, guys. From 0 on YouTube to 80k plus. No idea actually if this trooper's going to get to use his voice today, fine as it is. I'm at least hoping, as a minimum, the horse will come out so we can find out which one it is. Just wondering what the hell this is. city lifting. And no guys, that's not a gym, it's that enormous crane. I have to call the horse anonymous for the time being, at least until the trooper decides to pull him out a teeny bit. But that might not happen.
I want one.
Another thing to bring up, guys. A couple of you mentioned in the comments yesterday. I didn't have a chance to look at all of them, or indeed to like many of them, because I was not at home yesterday evening. About profanity on this channel. Now, I try my very best to articulate myself without resorting to profanity and without using expletives. However, occasionally, if one is genuinely taken by surprise, it might well slip. I mean, let's be honest, it's not, the worst offence in the world. It may not be ideal, and I fully appreciate that there are young viewers on this channel. I know lots of you have mentioned before that, hey, I watch this with my kids or whatever, or even grandkids, or both. So I get it, I do completely get that, folks. So I do try my hardest to refrain from using naughty words. But a couple of times I've slipped up. It's not ideal. I mean, I'm not perfect, just like the rest of you. But I do endeavour to use appropriate language as far as is possible. But there are going to be moments when, there are unexpected things, like yesterday, or when, of course, I'm distracted or moderately stressed and it might slip out. So my apologies, folks. It's really good actually to see that the police are making sure that this side stays completely unmolested by tourists. For some reason, they're enjoying sitting down on the bollards today. Gloriously relaxing environment here this afternoon. Actually, it's a pleasure to be here. Chitsman's like, what about me? No one wants a picture? Okay, so Mr. Wonderful Legend. Drinks for the horse. It's very thoughtful. Watch why that girl's crouched over on the corner there. I hope she's alright. Oh, yeah, she's hot, overheating. It is hot, guys. I mean, to be honest, even though we're only, 2021, I always say when the sun hits this spot, it is hot. And it's crazy to be out without a hat, to be honest with you. So UV rays are pretty strong. Who's going to go up next? Who do we think? Out of these lucky tourists in front of us. Maybe some, maybe none. Oh, ta-da. Horses are going to start thinking that there's something wrong with them, in fact. People are staying so far away. Oh, that's it, just break the sign, don't worry about it. The horse is nowhere near her. Oh goodness. Gosh, I mean, she's that jumpy when the horse is what? 8 feet away? At 8 feet plus. Oh, he said don't touch to her. Still got too close and got told off. She tried so hard to walk over there slowly. And to be honest, she didn't actually go over into the cobbles. But, I mean, the troopers are becoming gloriously tourist phobic. And it's a wonderful thing to see, isn't it, guys? So many of you have said for so long that the public should be allowed nowhere near the horses, and it seems to me that the troopers are enforcing that. That was a very good example of, in fact, a troop we haven't yet seen in the last couple of weeks on a horse, making sure that there isn't a problem. Oh, look, everybody moving out of the way. Lovely ladies, look, beautiful colours, dresses today here at Horse Guards. Magnificent. I'm getting myself so far behind the bollards that I can't possibly get in trouble. Outstanding. Look at the reflection, guys, of the buildings and the coach in the back of the cuirass. Oh, this bro with the pram. He's like, oopsie. Made these ladies jump. Meanwhile, wait, that wasn't 15 minutes, was it? Actually, it was. What? That went by super fast. I would have thought that was roughly 5 minutes between the last time he came out and the other officer was here. Gosh, time is quite literally vanishing, guys, before my eyes. Extraordinary thing, really. But look, there's no one even remotely close to the horse, or indeed the box, taking pictures. Oh, spoke too soon. There's always one. Uh-oh. What about lady in pink? She just stands there. I think somebody glued her hair to the wall, everyone. Morning. It's like, how dare you disturb my my picture? Some of them, I mean, why would you just stand there while he's walking over? Almost expecting that he's going to wait though until the picture's been taken. It's a massive improvement, I would say, in terms of people getting close. It's well behaved, aren't they? So compared to last year.
Yeah, they will be on the barrier.
Yeah, so to be honest, I feel a little bit kind of like too close these days because everyone's so far back, aren't they, compared to how it was before? Massive improvement. Totally different vibe here. It seems every time he moves as well and leaves his post, the officers are very close by. It seems to be working quite well. I've watched every time he leaves his post there, coming to the front as well. It seems to be working because they're more a visual deterrent, to be honest, aren't they? Nobody's going to walk near somebody that's got an automatic weapon. Nope. This guy trying to be a soldier in his green polo shirt. Okay, I was only standing in that position, folks, because the photographer was protecting me on my right hand side. Who's up next? I think this will be the last week probably of this.
Really?
Next week is supposed to be a lot kind of darker, colder, a bit moody. I think this might well be the last 1 or 2 days of it feeling touristic. Plus the kids are back. I was going to say, yeah, they're all back next week as well, aren't they? So at that point, it's going to calm down anyway.
I've got to go and have a pre-op ready for work relation. See everything's alright, so I can't go. I'm not here on Monday. So I'll be at the hospital at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just to check if everything's alright.
You worried or you're right?
No, I should be alright. Hopefully everything will be alright. Because I got sent away last time, so my sugar level was too high, so I'm diabetic. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my sugar down, so I'm just waiting to see how it is on the day, you see. The day it might be alright, so I just got to wait and see on the day, you see.
You've been careful with diet though to make sure it kind of...
I'm checking my sugar level every day, like, I've done it this morning and it was alright, so tonight it's 4 o'clock, I eat it when I get home and then 4 o'clock I try and check it again, and then I check it again at 9 o'clock to see how it is. And then so hopefully it should be alright for the day. I've got to wait and see on the day. It's the blood test. If it shows up the sugar's high in the blood, then they cancel it. So it's just wait, see how the sugar is on the
Every
blood.
time, or each time they cancel it, how long is the wait for them to rebook it? Because you hear about it being months or even years these days for stuff.
6 weeks. I wait. Well, I've had all this, loads of other stuff going on, so I waited and said, look, can I have it done this day? Can I have it this day? So I'm going to have it done in October the 1st, hopefully, if everything's all right. October the 1st, I have it done, hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Just depending on the sugar. I go low sometimes, so I've got to take a little bag with me. I've got my little snack bars and a little jelly baby.
Oh, did you get that thing? I didn't get it. I used to when I was
shot
younger.
with
Where you're a little bit like this.
Yeah, you tremble it, yeah.
Yeah,
That's when
yeah,
your
yeah,
sugar's,
yeah.
When your sugar's low, you've got to have something to eat, so it then brings the sugar back up.
When I was younger, I used to have that sometimes, where you kind of you know it's going to
Yeah.
start, but then you eat
Yeah.
something or you drink a glass of orange
Yeah.
juice and it stops.
Yeah.
But the way
Well,
I
bring the
got rid of
sugar
it,
up.
you cut out almost all non-fruit sugars. It makes a massive difference.
Yeah,
It's a real hard thing to do, super discipline, but it's worth it.
yeah.
I never obviously cure it, but it certainly helps you.
Sometimes you need sugar.
Yep.
If my sugar's low, you have to have sugar.
Natural sugars though, as opposed to refined sugars.
Like this little snack bar.
Yeah.
These sort of snack bars.
Best thing to do would be bring like a little thing with grapes or something else where you can get a real quick...
Grape? No, you can't eat grapes. That's got
No?
sugar in it.
No, but this is the right... Ah, okay.
Or jelly babies. You've got to have jelly babies. Yeah, jelly babies. I had 2 of them. That sorts it all out.
Well, I mean, it's basically pure sugar. No.
Yeah, well, that's it. You
processed
need sugar.
sugar.
You need sugar.
No, but what I'm saying is you can slowly
So
wean
these
yourself.
jelly babies.
You can wean yourself off this by using or by eating fruits.
No, fruit's got a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah, but it's the difference between this processed sugar.
Yeah, I'm not allowed. I can't eat too much fruit.
Really?
It's diabetic. I'm a diabetic, so I can't eat sugar. Too
Ah,
much.
but wait, hold on a
Grapes.
second. Have they
Grapes
said
have
though?
got sugar in it.
Yeah, but eating surely strawberries, for example, or grapes
That's
instead
got
of
grapes in it.
processed.
That's got sugar in it.
Yeah, but it's not processed sugar. Surely it would be better, or not? Or they said don't to you.
So what's the food? I've got a diabetic nurse, and she says, what's the sugar?
Jelly baby diet. I mean, it isn't a bad diet to be
It's
fair, is
all right
it?
You've got to have something to zap the sugar up if it's low.
Makes sense. Right, let's see if I can get the idea of this one.
They're all over there, look, the cops.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed today. Okay, folks, let's try and get back at the front. See if we can now, as the troopers... Well, oh, actually, wait, hold on a second. Sorry, penny just dropped. Legend we've got at this end, I just remembered. It's legend. Okay, here comes our stableman, looking super happy. Oh look, she's flirting with the trooper. It's this tourist. That made her day actually. She's all smiles after that. That said, he's a good-looking chap. Still annoying we didn't get the name of the other one. Actually, wait, let me head back to the other end, guys, because that horse has now been pulled a little bit out for the stableman. There's still no guarantee we'll get the number, but as we know one is legend, it'd be great to know which one this is, just in case it's one we haven't seen before. Highly unlikely it's one we've never seen before, but it doesn't hurt to check. Wait, sorry. Thank you. Trouble is, the angle's a real pain for the hoof number. Oh, great, now someone next to me is on a video call. I'm just wandering straight in front of the camera. Now the horsey decided to put one foot across the other. Давай посмотрим другое. Let's go and have a look at the other one she just said. I can't see a number on the hoof, people. I think it's this is like, what do you mean? Of course there's a number. Open your eyes, John. Yeah. I can't actually see it, folks. There is no number. Look, I'm not joking. There's nothing. No markings at all on the left hoof. Great. Folks, I'll leave it to you guys. Which horse is it? One of you will know. It's a real cutie as well, this horse. So obviously the ideal thing would be if we can figure out which one it is. I'm going to put the camera super close just in case I'm missing something. Nope, it's unnumbered. Look, wait. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, wait, now I've gone in super close. There is a very, very faint numbering. Look, you can't see it. It looks like the hoof is unnumbered, but it is actually number... Ooh, actually, 1 second. Let's have a look. I think this horse is Javelin. And I must get a picture because if it is, I haven't seen this horse in a long time. Magnificent Javelin. He is absolutely spectacularly beautiful. And what a name, in fact. I'm pretty sure the name's right with about 95% certainty. Some beautiful pictures of this beautiful boy, guys, going on Insta shortly. Wait for him to lift his head up a teeny bit for us. What a beauty, eh? Javelin. I'm super glad we came back, otherwise we would not have seen this one. Now he's gone all shy, like he's like, John, stop it. That's enough. Oh. I wonder which two we're going to have out next as the replacements. We've got 4 minutes, folks. So let's admire this beauty with 4 minutes. Javelin. Or Javers, for short. Look at these pictures now. Yeah, a couple of the pictures are really good. Bright light today, that's why. I'll decide which one when I'm out of the sunlight, but Javers is looking pretty happy. Oh, how very friendly, amiable, affable, and engaging. Corporal of Horse is out. And I did check, guys, and you were right. I don't know how I didn't figure that out, but it is indeed, or he is indeed rather, a Corporal of Horse. And not a Corporal Major, as I initially suspected. Everyone's in a really good mood today because it's sunny, it's warm, it's breezy. They know, the troopers know, that tourist season is almost over, and it's going to be a lot easier for them to go about their duties without so many idiots getting in the way. Also, a couple of you, I think, mentioned, I definitely read it yesterday, that, oh, officers, like, get out of the way to this guy, that the lovely Corporal of Horse, who is also a riding instructor, has been here before. In other words, it's not the first time we've seen him. I mentioned I thought it was because if he was here last year, lest we forget, folks, I was only doing YouTube from September. So either way, it's a great thing to see him back here because he's really got a super affinity with the horses, you can see it. That pink hat. I swear this trooper's going to tell her to move in a minute if he sees. Great, and flash photography as well. Flash photography on the brightest day of 2024. Something. The chains got a little bit tangled up, it would appear. See, it's funny, guys, isn't it? You know, I was saying when we first started about quality content it's not about sensationalism. It's about recording wonderful things that are aesthetically pleasing on the eye. Goodness. There's always a few that decide to run over to the wall every time, without fail. Yes, Javelin, we love you. You are a beauty. Oh, he's kicking out of the bag. Anyway, there's the bell, guys. And we've got that beautiful little shot over Javelin into the yard. What amazing light today, eh? Look at this. Beautiful. Both the horses seem super chill, unlike yesterday with that little mini meltdown. And if you missed the boy, almost getting trampled yesterday, his remarkably fast reaction to run away when the horse was coming towards him was a super thing to see. It's so peaceful. Look, all the tourists are quiet at the back of the box. What a beautiful, beautiful vista of London that is on a sunny morning, eh guys? All tourists peacefully lined up, behaving. Two new horses in a super good mood. Interesting enough, the two in the yard look as though they're absolutely black. Which horses could they be? Long until we know. Javelin's like, but I don't want to go back to the stables. It's so much fun out here with you guys. Those two troopers didn't raise their voice even once in the time we've been here. Lovely thing to see. The corporal of horse, look at this. He's there looking thoroughly magnificent, inspecting his troops doing their duty for king and country and all of us. Brits, that is. Amazing. Absolutely beautiful to watch. Okay, who is this? Oh, folks, you're not going to believe it. Oh my god. It's the gatesmanator on a horse. Yes, it is. It is our favourite gatesman for the first time ever that I remember. On a horse in the box in front of us. That's why he wasn't in the arches, because today he's on the horse. Now, which horse is it? Let's find out. One second, let's concentrate on the dismount briefly and I'll try and get you an idea on his horse. I'm thinking this horse is probably going to be very well behaved because he knows what's going to happen if the horse breaks the rules. We all saw what Arnie did to the other Terminator, didn't we, in Judgment Day? Okay, so Javelin, look, Javelin does not want to go back in. Trooper's having to pull him. He's obviously really, really happy to be out working in the sunshine. Okay, that's done. It's beautiful, glorious dismount in the sunshine. And not one person is running forward yet. Look at this. Corporal can stroll along like he's on the Promenade des Anglais in Nice and just enjoy it. What a thing to see, eh, guys? He's like, right, gatesmanator, sir. I don't mind you disciplining tourists. I don't mind you shouting at them. I don't even mind you using your sword. Please ensure that injuries are kept to a minimum and that no tourist limbs are detached in the process of your duties. So, guys, and it's, oh my god, where did all these people come from? The flip? The gatesmanator.
Did Charlie tell you who he was?
Who? Oh yes, yeah. Corporal of horse, a riding instructor, corporal of horse with a spur. You know which trooper this is on the horse? No, I don't mean name, but he's the very famous gatesman with the super loud voice that marches really fast. It's his first time on the horse this year. Yeah. The problem is his helmet's a bit crooked, isn't it? Yeah. Oops, I'm surprised the corporal just said it. The moment I noticed it, he just corrected it. Now it's absolutely spot on. Now he's looking like the superstar that he is. Oh my god, it's packed, guys. I am completely surrounded by people right now. Right, let's get an idea on the horse. they've got perfect gatesmanator and horse picture. Which horse is it? One second, folks. I've got the hoof number. Ooh, okay, this is an interesting one. So if I can pull up the name. Oh, it's Sir Robert. This horse, Sir Robert Walpole, has returned. He was here yesterday. Didn't recognise him actually. But yeah, it's Walpole, the return of Walpole. So gatesmanator on Walpole, or GW for short. I've got no idea what we might or might not see here. However, guys, what I am going to do for all of you, because one, you deserve it, and two, it's such a nice day, I would feel guilty not doing it. I am going to shoot a part 2. And that part 2 is going to concentrate on Walpole, the gatesmanator, and what might or might not happen if anyone breaks the rules. We know he's professional, we know he's strict, but we know he's also very fair. So let's wait and see what happens. Good little while for part 1 to finish, but yeah, I'm going to the part 2. Oh, we've got some, a lot of off-duty troopers, in fact. Either off-duty troopers or new intake. I won't pan the camera completely, but just behind the stableman, a bunch of either new troopers, new intake, or off-duty troopers speaking with the corporal of horse. I'm guessing new intake actually. They look, to me, they look very young. Yeah, new intake, 100%. Wow. So all of the people that are in the yard at the moment with the corporal of horse, we're going to be seeing at some point here on active duty at horse guards. Brilliant. Good to see actually, they've got such a number of new recruits. Right, let's leave the camera in that spot for the moment. I've got no idea what might or might not happen, folks, because I've never seen him on the horse before. I guess it's not really about what might happen with him being on the horse. It's about how he might react if somebody upsets him. Mounted gatesmanator. That was the last thing I was expecting to see today. Problem is, it's not the gatesmanator anymore, guys. So we're going to have to rename him. It's now the boxmanator. Potentially, depending on what happens. What I will do in a minute, when everyone's left this end, is head to the other end and get you an idea on the other horse. So, the horse with the blaze is Javelin. I'm just going to make a note of this, guys, so I don't mislabel any of the horsey pictures again. So, Javelin was with the blaze, and Walpole is with the gatesmanator. Okay, I noted that in my little notepad. But I don't think we're going to see a more interesting and unique looking horse than Walpole today. I really don't. The one at the other end looks fairly uniform. Actually, it's very much like Walpole. When they both came out in the yard, you saw they looked very similar, the two horses. So Legend and Javelin, and now Walpole, and Happy Tourist. It's really, you wouldn't think so, guys, to look at it, but it's really swarming here at the moment. Just because loads are not going forward, it's not quiet, packed. Oh, I'm pretty sure there's a branch of Hermes here on Whitehall, but I'm having trouble locating it. Is it here, through the gates? One interesting thing I find in London, unlike Paris, is that it's very easy, simply by the way one dresses and presents themselves, to make a reasonably successful guess that at class, it's one of the most wretched things about the UK, and I personally detest it. But for some reason, it's so straightforward. But then again, I guess it would be equally easy for a Frenchwoman or Frenchwoman to say the same thing about Parisians as I can about Londoners. That's just going to say that's her partner, some random guy, gate crashing on a picture. It's like, hey, hi, smile. Wait, I'm actually sure that they are together. They must be, or at least in the same group. People want to get close, but they're not. Let's have a quick look at which one got the other end, then we'll come back. Let's ID horsey number 2 in this part 1, because then in part 2 I do not have to think about the horse names at all. We can just concentrate on the gatesmanator and what we see happening here. God, that annoying little midgets here with 2 phones again. Okay, which one would it be, folks? I've seen the trooper before. Pink is a popular colour this season here in London. Let's have a little look. Not an easy one, this one. Hold on. But the horse does look familiar. Winterfell. I'm reasonably certain it's Winterfell. Yeah. It makes sense. I wasn't sure if the number was 2 different options, but it's Winterfell. Okay. No, it's all good. Don't worry. So that's good. We've ID'd all 4 horses today, and to be honest, that hasn't happened in a good amount of time. So we started with Legend, didn't we? And Javelin. And now we've got these 2 beauties. So that works out pretty much perfectly. Yes, it does. Walpole. Happy at the other end, very happy at the other end. I think this lovely Italian, she's Italian, maybe Greek, will be our last tourist in part 1. What a very peaceful and delightful part 1, guys, eh? There will be a part 2, the Boxmanator, that will be titled, if there is. It'll be linked below this video. I'll decide depending on what happens in the next half an hour. She's enamoured. Ed Sheeran's doing in London. He's grown a beard. Okay, that's it. Horsey's had enough. He's like, go away. This horse definitely likes Italian tourists. It's okay. It's alright, don't worry. And boom, guys, there we have it. Some very, very happy, smiley tourists today. It's our last 2. Oh, she's Dutch. Last one's Dutch, I believe. And the lady who stepped to my foot twice and said sorry is now here on the left. Our absolute final tourist in part 1. Potentially for the day, we'll see. She reminds me of Francesca, the waitress, the Italian waitress in First Dates. Back soon, guys. Bye for now.